and no one achieved that goal better in Yellow Jacket history than Keith Gilliam. An all-conference receiver in 1984 and 85, Keith set the bar so high that no one in NCAA history has come close to matching his feats. Sleepy, as nicknamed by his teammates, holds the record for Randolph Macon and the ODAC Conference for most touchdown receptions in a single season with 19. Gilliam completed his 4-year career with the Yellow Jackets with 31 career catches, a feat that ranks second in ODAC history. 2009 Hall of Fame inductee Cody Deering had the good fortune of being on the distributor end of those Gilliam touchdowns and had this to say about his former teammate. Sleepy had tremendous speed, and whenever I saw single coverage on him, I would pull on my face mask as a signal. He had an incredible weapon for our offense with his speed. So it is easy to see why Keith is here for induction into the Randolph Macon Hall of Fame. It was a very easy choice. But in case you are still wondering, let me offer one more for the records. Now, more than 25 years later, Keith Sleepy Gilliam still holds the record, NCAA record for all divisions, for having caught 9 consecutive passes for touchdowns. Please welcome the second member of the class of 2012, Keith Gilliam.
Bridget, you did too well. For those of you that know me, know that this is not my cup of tea. So I brought my own. I'm sorry. A few days ago, I was thinking about what I was going to say up here, and it occurred to me. I'm pretty sure that this weekend is 30 years to the day of when I had my recruiting visit to Randolph Macon. I'm not sure how they do it now, but back then, when you came in, they'd hand you off to one of the freshman players. I think that was because none of the upperclassmen had any interest in doing it. I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was treated to a first-class tour of the gym and the campus center. That's it. The gym for the obvious reasons, because the gym is where the coach's office were at the time, and pick up basketball games. And the campus center, well, that's where Miss Pac-Man, Dick Dug lived. I got a real education that day. I learned that David Talley and Matt Colbert were really good at video games. That afternoon, I was able to see a basketball game, ironically enough, where Brian Backup. I got to see Brian Backup play for the first time. He had an off day that night, he only scored 22.
That's about right.
That night I did get to tour the fraternity houses, but I don't remember anything about that. I'd like to acknowledge my parents who were here tonight. Out of every game I ever played in, they never missed one. My dad even came to a few games that I wasn't even at. Which I think shows true loyalty. I'd like to thank and acknowledge all of the parents that have supported the programs here throughout the years. When we go on the road, not much of the student body would follow, but the support of the parents and a select group of students, alumni, administration, faculty, it was like we were at home, except for maybe some of the nasty motels we stayed in. But then again, I remember when I was on campus, I lived in the motels, and the Cowboys steakhouse, so those hotel rooms weren't that bad. I'd like to thank the coaches that worked with me while I was here. In those days, it was like a revolving door with assistant coaches, and almost every year I had a new position coach. There was a core group of coaches that remained the whole time, and they were the glue that held the team together. One of them is here with us up tonight, Coach Russell Gray.
All right, Coach Gray.
I was scared to death of the man at the time. For at least 2 years. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'd also like to thank Coach Greg Waters. With all the coaching changes throughout the years, he was the only force on the offensive side that we could count on. So for that, I'm thankful. To my teammates, I'm not standing here without each and every one of you. I'd individually like to thank all of them, but that's not possible. So I'll acknowledge the ones that are here and a few that aren't. For the ones that aren't here, Tim Landis, Jeff Monk Richards, and Matt Cole. Collectively, along with Bob Murray, who's here, I spent more time with those guys than anyone else. To the Roanoke crew, I'm from Roanoke, by the way. Bob Murray again, second. David Talley, who I think lives with his family in Indiana right now, and Alan Wright. Got it. I think he's with D-Day from Animal House. Whereabouts unknown. The ones that are here. Billy Schwade, where is he? Right where it is. Mitch the Mouse Barber. Bob Murray again.
Sorry I put you through it, buddy.
Frankie Butler. For all your insurance needs in the Richmond and Chesterfield area.
Nice, Frank.
Aaron, the boss man lost. Look how skinny he is now. You guys remember how big he was last year? He's a new man. Tom the Deer Slayer Shaw. He just gave himself that nickname a few weeks ago. He thinks he's the best deer hunter in the world. I think he just had a little more patience. Tom was a beast on the field and off. And thank you for all you've done for me over the years. Mark Pooch Dog Puccinelli. Where is he? There he is. And Jackie, too. I think Mark married a groupie. Mark Peanut Butter Roberts. Someone used to ask me. Charlie Cheese Boyd. What a football player, but hell of a basketball player. Lloyd Hicks. Got to say something about Lloyd. With Lloyd and himself and Jay Pitts were the best defensive backs I've ever faced. When you practice against people that are better than anyone you'll face on Saturday, game day's a piece of cake. And boss, that way at the end of the third quarter, you're sitting on the sidelines with your pads off and drinking Kool-Aid and peanut butter sandwiches. Inside joke. Cody Deere, finally, most wicked arm I've ever experienced. Nobody ever wanted to warm up with Cody because he threw the ball so hard. almost break your fingers. No gloves back in those days. We had to bare hand everything. I'd see him coming out to warm up, and I'd either run and hide, or I'd just run and grab Tim Landis and warm up with him. You could say that Cody had more faith in me than I had in myself. He basically forced me to the center stage by saying, you're getting the ball whether you like it or not. What you choose to do with it after that is up to you. My only regret is that the coaches didn't figure us out sooner. Anybody who wants to book me for future speaking engagements, you can contact my agent. We have offices in Virginia as well as Maryland. Congratulations to all past, present, and future inductees. This is a real honor. And thank everyone for coming tonight.
Hell of a job. You done it, man. Well done, Keith.
So when you think about how incredible that is, to catch 9 consecutive passes, all for touchdowns, and that it is still 20